The problem with the whole way DEI got snuck in is that it was laundered as just an extension of civil rights era progress, when in fact it was truly toxic, regressive, and tearing apart the foundation of the idea that we can all equally try and achieve our dreams.
Regardless of skin color. Like your skin color shouldn't matter.
Regardless of skin color. I still believe in that dream. I think a lot of people in America still believe in that dream. So much of a society's ideas of itself, it's a lot like believing in fairies.
I do believe in fairies.
You have to have a nation that believes these truths about themselves, even at times when they're not true. And you have to have people striving for these ideals, even if we aren't perfectly achieving them. And in the past decade, it's been very doomsayer. The idea that this is a systemically racist society that you can never get outside of, and that it's white supremacist to its core. And what message does that send any person of color that they have any kind of chance of success? It's actually the most racist, and it is so undermining of their own potential. You're going to hear from liberal friends, and you're going to hear from people who are not even remotely as engrossed and seeped in this bullshit as I am, that, oh, this is just Trump making it so corporations and the federal government can be racist again. This is Trump just rolling back civil rights. Do not let people do that to you. People are going to say this is Trump making it legal to discriminate based on race, and it's not. It's actually promoting colorblindness, which, as Coleman Hughes talks about in his fantastic article on Free Press, which we will link below, is more in line with the original intent of the civil rights movement than today's DEI policies.
Does anybody have an East Asian employee?
Oh my God, I won. Bingo.
This is America. We all have the opportunity to succeed in this country. It is true. We are closer to colorblindness now than we have been in the past decade with all of this nonsense. It also divides people. It's very divisive, this kind of language. The language of inclusivity is incredibly divisive at its core. And you've seen this. There's higher racial tension now than there was in the 90s when I was a kid coming up. And I hope we can return to that, because there was kind of a golden age of people being able to talk shit to each other and know that we were all just in this together.
Colored.
Redneck.
Jungle bunny.
Peckerwood.
This might not be my funniest dumpster fire, okay? And we are not a news show, by the way. I am really, truly doing this because I think there's so much actual misinformation going around about what DEI is and what it isn't. And I do believe that most people's heart is in the right place on these things. They believe they are actually manipulating people's good intentions and their belief in the civil rights era policies, programs, and just ideology to launder these ideas that have no place in a meritocracy, a free society, a place like America. And honestly, you should be cheering for this. It's all under the guise of anti-racism. No one wants to be considered racist. Who would want to be considered against? Who wants to be against diversity or equity or inclusion? Nobody wants that. But it was a scam. It was a scam all along. And that scam has been revealed, and now they're dismantling it, and it's good. My fear is that they'll go a little too far, because there is a little bit of a witch hunty vibe around this. There are already memes from Inglourious Bastards of people being like, where's the DEI? Are you hiring the DEI hires? Because when implementing this new DEI policy, the new administration sent out an email to all federal agencies, and it requested info about attempts to disguise DEI offices and employees, hence the memes of Inglourious Bastards. And they said, we are aware of efforts by some in government to disguise these programs by using coded or imprecise language, essentially saying, like, look, we know what you're doing. We know you're trying to hide this shit. and cover it up, and it shouldn't be. But I am not in favor of a culture, like a nation of narcs. I am not in favor of this. Get rid of the DEI, get rid of these programs, defund it. The corporate's going to follow. Now they have the okay to be on the wrong side of history or whatever. You can tell by the muted response to this that most people are like, oh, thank God. even if they're liberal, they're like, oh, thank God. Thank God. I can take the pronouns out of my email signature. I fucking hated that shit. I didn't even know what it meant. What is a he, she? What is a he, her?
I'm Cody. Pronouns em, ers, or zem, zer.
This is nonsense. So much of it is nonsense. It's all academic mumbo jumbo nonsense. If you truly want to know how this happened, go back to our first dumpster fire and watch all of them. We've been covering story after story after story. Math is racist.
When you're good at math, it hurts the black students' feelings.
It does not.
Testing is racist. Get rid of the SATs. All in the name of equal outcomes. And it's really just made our nation dumber and not as competitive.